All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made. I wanted not to vote. But people said you won't be able to have a say in anything if you don't vote. I totally regret this. I shouldn't have voted at all.
Yeah, that's Ken, a Trump voter who's now feeling instant regret. We're hearing stories like this across the country. People are saying, wait a minute, he told us lower prices and he was going to end the war in Ukraine on day one and all of these things, and inflation was going to go down. Now he's doing the opposite. What's going on? Well, we told you. We warned you. Oh, and then the news yesterday that the Trump administration has canceled all parcels coming in from China as a trade war is escalating with China as well. You know, these stories are repeating over and over again. I mean, here is a teacher working in a red state who was a Trump voter. Now the Department of Education's the next target of Donald Trump and Elon Musk and others in the administration or the regime. And the Department of Education's about to be gutted, and her school will be defunded and she will lose her job. Play the clip.
Trump won the state. In Bell County, 84% voted for Trump, yet it deeply relies on federal funding. A CNN analysis found the 15 states that most rely on federal funding for its public schools in 2022 all voted for Trump.
And I voted for President Trump.
I mean, you're an educator. You
Yes.
didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds.
No,
here.
I did not vote for that. I voted for President Trump to make America first again. And
Let's take a look at what's going on in southern Florida with all the Venezuelans who supported Donald Trump. Venezuelans are having their TPS status removed, their temporary protected status. Goodbye. ICE is rounding them up. Donald Trump cut a deal with Nicolas Maduro, the dictator in Venezuela, who former President Biden, would not recognize Maduro because Maduro is clinging on to power and is actually not the person who won the last election in Venezuela. The real winner is in exile. And so now Trump is rounding up Venezuelans in southern Florida and either sending them to concentration camps in Guantanamo Bay or sending him back to Venezuela with Maduro, now that Donald Trump and his regime recognizes the Maduro regime. And by the way, I should mention the Maduro regime about 3 weeks ago or so threatened to invade Puerto Rico, which Donald Trump apparently liked that as well. For all the Latino voters for Trump, play the clip.
Conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
Speaking of Latino voters for Trump, let's take a look at the mayor of the city of Doral in Florida. There she is. There's Christy Fraga, the mayor of Doral. And now she has big MAGA supporter. Now she's got to explain to all of the Venezuelans in the city of Doral, big thriving Venezuelan population, why they're getting rounded up and why they are living in total fear and why their temporary protected status has been revoked and why Donald Trump is now friends with Maduro and why the Trump regime is recognizing Maduro. And well, there you have it. Here is Doug Ford. Doug Ford is the premier of Ontario. Used to be Maple MAGA, was a big Trumper. Here he is on a hot mic moment where he talks about how he was happy that Trump won, but then Trump pulled out a knife and yanked it into Ford. Play this clip.
When the election day, was I happy this guy won? 100% I was. Then the guy pulled out the knife and fucking yanked it in.
Really? You didn't think about this before. You didn't listen to his past statements. I mean, the guy's psychotic. I mean, look, Trump is a felon. He's a sexual assaulter. He's a criminal. He's a fraud. He bankrupted business. This is an awful human being. His entire life is just being an awful human being, screwing over contractors, screwing over workers, being racist, like the worst, like probably one of the worst human beings ever to live. That's Trump. But it wasn't like, oh, epiphany. This is who the guy always was. So since my daughter was born a few months back, I've been really focused on my fitness and doing what I can to stay healthy. And so I recently discovered Armra Colostrum. And it's been a way I strengthen my immunity and gut health, and it's been great. Armra Colostrum can help you optimize your whole body microbiome, strengthen your immune barriers along the mouth, sinuses, gut, urinary, and reproductive tract, and guard against unwelcome particles for your strongest immune health. Armra Colostrum can help combat bloating. It helps you feel lighter. Probiotics are touted as a gut health solution, but they only address one part of the 4-part gut wall. And most products on the market are dead before they even reach your gut. It's a secret. Armra Colostrum naturally fortifies your entire gut wall system, optimizing your microbiome, strengthening the gut wall architecture, which guards against irritants that can trigger symptoms like bloating and constipation. And if you work out regularly, as we all should, colostrum has been shown in research to help enhance nutrient absorption, promote lean muscle building, and improve endurance while fueling cellular repair, regeneration, and faster recovery. As a husband and a dad, I want to make sure as I age, my body stays in good health. And I've made Armra a daily part of my routine. I hope you do as well. We've worked out a special offer for our audience, thanks to Jordy. Receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/Meidas or enter Meidas to get 15% off your first order. One more time, you go to tryarmra.com/Meidas. That's tryarmra.com/Meidas or enter Meidas, Meidas, to get 15% off. Oh, you have Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, Louisiana, who continues to support all of the Trump nominees who are destroying our country. But Bill Cassidy, he's very upset because PEPFAR, one of the programs that ensures that kids don't get born with HIV and AIDS from mothers who have it. PEPFAR, this is what Bill Cassidy goes, PEPFAR is the epitome of soft power. It's a Republican initiative. It's pro-life, pro-America, and the most popular U.S. program in Africa. There's even a waiver acknowledging this, yet I'm told that drugs are still being withheld at clinics in Africa. This must be reversed immediately. Again, just to remind everybody what that means when these life-saving drugs, HIV/AIDS drugs to the moms, are being withheld. They're dying. Kids are dying, or their kids are being born with HIV/AIDS. Like 150,000 kids going to be born with it because of Donald Trump and Elon Musk's cruelty, potentially. Also, to this clown, Sean O'Brien, the leader of the Teamsters. Y'all are still letting this guy lead you? This sellout lead you? This guy went to Mar-a-Lago, the leader of the Teamsters. I love the Teamsters. I got my Teamsters, just so you know, I wasn't even planning on showing you this. Like, I got my Teamsters magazine right here that I read frequently. It's on my desk, the Teamsters magazine. I love Teamsters. I love unions. I stand in solidarity with workers. But this clown, Sean O'Brien, this is what this clown does. So he goes to Mar-a-Lago, he speaks at the RNC, and then he posts the photo of himself without his thumbs up. And then Trump posts the photo of O'Brien with his thumbs up. Because Donald Trump's like, look, I made this guy submit. Because that's Trump. He's a sicko. He's a psycho. That's how Trump thinks. And then O'Brien was like, don't worry, unions. I got your back. I got your back. I know what I'm doing. Okay, well, now the National Labor Relations Board is just totally gutted. Trump fired the first black female member of the NLRB, and now they can't form a quorum. So now the NLRB can't recognize unions or hear grievances. So that's destroyed, and O'Brien is silent on that, and you won't hear from him there. And now with Trump's new actions of gutting the Labor Department. Trump is now having Elon Musk and his team of 19-year-old and 20-year-olds who went to the Treasury Department and took over all of that data, then went and got sensitive classified information from USAID and went around to all these departments and took all of our data, right? This may be the biggest data breach, maybe, in American history. Now they're targeting the Department of Labor. That's going to be gutted. Department of Education is going to be gutted. And that's what's going on there. You have Elon Musk bragging about deleting direct filing of the tax program. And even like the Musk and Trump supporters are like, why? Direct filing seems like a good thing. Direct filing is a good idea. Why are we doing this? Direct filing works for me. Why are we deleting this? Elon, I love you, but you got this one wrong. It's always funny when people are like, I love you, but you got this one wrong. There's always sometimes issues too. Like you take, for example, the Venezuelans in South Florida. They're like, I like his tax policies. I like the tax policies, but I just don't like his policies as it relates to Venezuelans. What are we talking about? Their policy is to hate you and to not recognize your existence as human beings. They view you as cockroaches, but you're unsure. There may be some other policies when it comes to maybe taxes, maybe the border in general. You like some of those ideas. But you have some issues when it comes to the fact that they want to send you to concentration camps. So you don't really know how to balance this. I mean, President Biden was very hard on the Maduro regime. President Biden had strong sanctions against them. President Biden was representing all of your interests, protecting your temporary protected status, but he was Sleepy Joe, sleepy guy, sleepy man. So I don't know. Where do I go on this one? I mean, the rage algorithms have created such a brain rot. I don't know if I'm even making excuses for you, but hello. Ridiculous stuff. People who said that Donald Trump was going to be great on Palestine and he was going to create peace. Well, Donald Trump announced that he was going to conquer it and occupy it and level it and destroy it and have American troops permanently occupy it. That's what Donald Trump said with Prime Minister Netanyahu. So we're seeing some Palestinian folks or Trumpers who are Palestinian and Muslims for Trump saying we might have effed up this one. We may have screwed this one up. By the way, here's the CEO of Google. Was at Donald Trump's inauguration. There he is. There's the CEO of Google right there. And now China is retaliating against Google based on Trump's trade war against them. So that's where we're at, folks. Leopards eating faces. Leopards eating faces. So I'm going to go read my Teamsters magazine now. Hit subscribe. We'll get to 4 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.